Hey guys, today I want to show you something practical. I'm out cutting wood with Tom, and of course my saw is dull. And I've only been running a chainsaw 5 years. I come from a family that we did wood my entire life, but my dad always ran the saw, my dad and my grandfather. So 5 years ago I started running my own saw, and I've had to learn how to do things myself. And I want to show you guys a miracle tool. Right here is a 2-in-1 file holder. It has a round file for doing your teeth, sharpening your teeth, and it has a flat file for sharpening or lowering your risers on the chain, and it'll do 2-in-1 at the same time. I'm going to show you guys how to use this, and I'll tell you, my dad, who's been sharpening his own chains the old way with a file that you manually turn one tooth at a time, then he takes the grinder and he grinds down his risers after. That's very difficult to do, and it doesn't always work out. He comes to me now and says, hey, would you mind sharpening my saw? Because he loves the results he gets when I use this thing. So check it out. So you need a vise. It'll make your life a lot easier. And you're going to want to put your bar right inside the vise and just lift it up a hair and then tighten the vise down so that your chain is still going to freewheel in there. Okay? So just check that your chain is freewheeling in there nicely still, and then we're going to lock it. Then we want to take a black Sharpie, and on the side of the chain we're just going to put a mark. The reason we put it on the side here is that no matter where we rotate this, we'll be able to see that black mark anywhere around. If you put a mark on the top, you won't see when it's underneath here. So always on the side, mark your starting tooth, and then you'll know when you're done this side. So this sharpener has offsetting round files, one on the bottom, one on the top, and a flat file in between. And there are arrows showing the direction that you're going to push the file. And you want to keep the file on a 30-degree angle against the tooth. Okay, so what we're going to do is, for the teeth here that are pointing away, I'll show you. I start on these teeth here, so you can see the angle of the tooth is going this way. So we're going to push the file away. We're going to push the file up this way. So you're going to put pressure on and push that way. No pressure, come back. Pressure on, push that way. And we're going to do that 7 or 8 times on each tooth. So I've got my mark right there. I'm going to start on that tooth. I've got the arrow pointing that way. And we're going to just set that against that tooth, the bottom bar right here. So this flat file is against, these are your risers. In between each tooth is a riser. So the flat file is going to take those down, and the round file is going to sharpen each tooth. Okay, so, and we just push away 7 times. Then you move up to the next tooth. And I'm trying to keep the angle on about a 30-degree. So after you do this enough times, you'll just get good at knowing that's too much, that's not enough, a nice 30-degree. And you can kind of, if you sharpen your saw every time you use it, after you cut down a couple of trees, you'll still have enough angle on the teeth that you'll be able to see what the proper angle for filing is. So as I slow this down, I'll show you guys. I push in, and this is spinning on its own. This file turns those round files for you automatically. So I put pressure on it, it's spinning them as I push against that tooth. Then I come back, no pressure, I'm not touching the tooth. Then I put pressure, I'm touching the tooth. And I'm doing it very quickly. I'm also pushing down so that this flat one grinds the risers down flat. Once you've gone all the way through and you get back to your black dot tooth, you're going to switch to the other side. So the other teeth are angled the opposite way. The ones we just did are angled like this. The other teeth are angled like this. So we're going to pick a new starting point right here. We mark this tooth. This is the arrow here that we just did. We did an angle like this. So now we're going to turn the file over. And the arrow is now on this side, so we want our pressure to be this way, and we're going to do a 30-degree angle like this. So we put our bottom file, round file, against the tooth, and we're just going to do the same thing, but this time we're pulling up. And that's all there is to it, guys. I have tried doing it the old school way with the single file, turning it, and then I've tried to use either a grinder or a flat file to take down those risers, and it's very hard to get them to the right level that they should be without having an angle or a bow on them. And this tool just does everything for you at once. It's about a $45 tool, but absolutely worth it. Now, every couple of years, you can just open the end of this and remove those 3 files and replace them. The little round files are about $3 each, and the flat file is $9.99 at the Steel dealership.